it's kind of a warm day, I'm just going to do kind of part of the garage and start broadcasting the chips. It's kind of a trick to get them uniform, but the best advice I'd give is to throw them up in the air so you don't clump them up. And I've got some special shoes that I'm able to walk on it with. But basically we've got a section done. We want to just start broadcasting the chips in a uniform pattern.
We're back again. We've got the floor coated, sprinkled, and now we're ready to put on the final coat. Greg, tell us what needs to be done from this point.
Okay, first we came in and basically there's going to be a few loose chips that are not adhered to the epoxy coating. So taking a blower and kind of blowing all the loose chips, make sure everything's clean, no bugs, dirt, stuff, debris. It's all perfectly clean. Now we're going to add the urethane top coat, which is kind of the finishing touch of the floor. What's give it its protective sealant nature. It'll protect it from the oils, the greases, dirt, debris. Makes it real easy to clean. And so we're going to apply that now. We've got a mixture here that's 3-to-1 that we're going to mix in this container here. Again, we need to make sure we mix it really well, and that we've got a little more time to work with this than we do the epoxy.
Now again, this is a two-part. So we've got a part A and part B that gets mixed together. When this is done, we'll give a gloss finish on the floor. So at the same time, one of the things that, as we talk about doing a garage floor, in our environment, if you have snow that's melted off the car, you end up with a pretty slick floor in the middle of winter on this type of a floor finish. Things that you can do, when we put the chip in, does give a little non-slip to it. Things that you could do a little beyond that is there are some non-slip additives that can be sprinkled into this, right, Greg?
Yes.
So something to consider. You don't have to do it all over the floor. Maybe it's traffic areas where you do walking, but it will get fairly slick in here. So
yeah, and normally the chips give it some texture, but depending on if you use less amount of chips, with the clear coat, it's going to be real slick. So probably would recommend using some type of non-slip additive, which will give it a little more grit and more bite to it.
Now, application-wise, you're going to be rolling this on? Or
yes, we're going to cut the edges in first, and then come back and roll the main areas of the garage. We'll kind of work our way back out to the edge of the garage, being careful not to track. It's really kind of tricky seeing where you've been because it's a clear sealant, so it helps to kind of have some light, and you almost need to come back and step and look and double roll it to make sure you've got good coverage.
Now, we didn't talk about it with the epoxy coating going down. We rolled that on. We used an 18-inch roller on that. Gives a little bit more work time with it in easier application. Some guys end up putting it on with a squeegee. They squeegee a floor, so that is an option. So the way we apply it is kind of our preferred method of doing it, but there are other ways of putting it on. But you bet.
Absolutely.
Have at her. Well, here we are. We got a beautiful floor, a beautiful garage. As you can see, as it's all finished off, we've repainted the walls. We put a little added color here as a wainscoting. We've taken the floor color, lightened it up a little bit. So as you can see, we've got a great looking floor, one that's very chemical resistant, moisture resistant. The car can pull in, gives a great finish to the garage.